Hello, this is Ed from Surreal Adventure, and I want to show you a quick and easy way to change out the battery in your key fob. These key fobs are Toyota key fobs, and this particular video pertains to the Toyota Prius from 2010 to 2015 with the smart key system, as well as almost every other vehicle made by Toyota that has the smart key system, such as the Lexus IS from 2007 to present, the ES, the GS, and many other Toyota models. This particular key here is obviously the Prius key. The other ones vary a little bit, but in principle it is all pretty much the same. These are what are called active remotes. And active remotes, what they do is they send out a signal, a little ping, every so often. If it doesn't sense your car nearby, it starts to ping less and less, but it still pings. That's why when you walk near your car, the lights come on, because it senses that the key is near it, and it powers up the lights and starts to get ready. If the battery in your remote here dies, an interesting little note is that you can still start your car. What you do is you hold it up to the start button, the little ring that's there inside the car that you press, and you put it right over it like this. And the outside ring on the outside of the start button actually puts out a field that powers this. So holding it up to the start button like this, you can then reach behind it and press the start button and start the car. So that's actually how you can start the car with one of these with the battery that is dead. I purchase these batteries on Amazon. Obviously, if it's an emergency and you need it right away, you can get it at other places like Home Depot or probably your local electronics supplier. They sell them on sheets and they tend to be less expensive. I don't recommend that you get the off-brand ones, because there's a lot of ones you've never heard of. They do have generally energizers that you can get there. They have to have the letters CR and 1632 in them. Sometimes they'll have an E or something else like that. But as long as it says CR and 1632, then that will work fine in this. So here's how you quickly and easily take this apart. No tools are needed, although I am going to use a toothpick to get the battery out. Makes it a little easier. On the side of the remote, you'll notice that there is a button to push. Now on the Lexus ones, I know it's slightly different. It's down near the bottom, but on the Prius and other Toyota remotes, it's right here. So you press this button, and that'll eject the key. Now you're going to pull the key about 2/3 of the way out, like this. And I hold it with the buttons down while I'm doing this procedure, because if you have it up and you pop it apart, it might fall apart everywhere, and then it'll be harder to put back together. So buttons down. What I do is I just take this most of the way out, and I kind of just use it as a pry, just gently. Don't do it hard, okay? And now you'll notice that this is actually opening up. So what we'll do now is we'll grab it with both hands, and we'll just pop it open. And there you go. One side will contain the circuit board. The other one has this rubber membrane that keeps out water and protects the electronics when it's closed. Very simple to replace the battery. You just remove the circuit board using your fingernail, or you can use a toothpick if you prefer. Stick it in the corner here and just pry it out. It comes out easily. If it requires force, something's wrong. Take it out like this. Look at it. Okay, here's your battery. On one end, the battery. On the other end, you have circuitry. What I do is there's a corner here where there's nothing. Now, if you notice here, this is a clip. There are little leaf springs that connect to the negative or positive pole of the battery. One's on the bottom and one goes on the side. You don't want to put the toothpick or the fingernail or whatever it is you're using in there, because you could damage it. So just stick it in the part here in the corner where it's where there's no electronics, and you just pry it out. There you go. So when you want to put it back in, the positive, which is generally the part of the battery that has the writing on it, faces you. Stick it into the leaf spring first. You'll notice on one end we got leaf springs. So you want to kind of wedge it in there like that. And then just push, and it snaps in place, and you're good to go. Now to reassemble this, get the end of it that doesn't have the membrane, and we're going to put this in. You just simply line it up in here one way or another. Actually, I got it backwards. Okay. All right. And then we're going to put the other side on top of this. Now, make sure before you assemble the two halves that you look at it and you notice that the button on the bottom and the two buttons on the top line up with the where the buttons are on the membrane on the right-hand side. And so you just simply put the two halves on top of one another like that. Make sure that it's, you know, the same on each side, and then just push. To test it, to make sure the battery works, just press the button. You should see the little light flash, and then you're good to go. There is no vehicle programming required if you do this. These transmitters are pre-programmed at the factory to only transmit one type of code. Perhaps it's a rolling code, but you can't change this. So once this is bound to the car, battery or no, dead battery, sitting in a cabinet drawer for years, even with a dead battery, as long as it's programmed to the car, put the battery in, get it working, and it should work just fine. Thanks a lot for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.